What's up, Papa? You want to play with me? You want to sit in my spot, don't you? I know you do. I know you do. You can sit on my jacket and wash it down. It's all haired up, buddy. I'm chilling today. I'm back building. Hands are sticky. You don't want any none of this. Relaxing, he's over here studying me. Want to taste it? You're looking like, nigga, what's mine? You don't want it. You never want it. You never want it. Don't look at me like that. He don't want nothing to do with it. He's like, nigga, if you don't get some fingers on my face, I'm like, that's my boy. Imagine a fire and that's all you hear walking through your house on a fire, right? Woo! Oh, we know we had to put a little 90s in there. I need another one though. That looks good, boy. Purple. I gotta have it. He's looking at me like, I know I had to move, buddy. You had my knee going to sleep. It was like all over my knee, like. Now I'm a Ganejo. You don't like Ganejo. Every guy I know like Ganejo. But you got those? No Ganejo, no Ganejo. I know we're chilling today, right? Put my legs up. He's like, yo, he want to be in the shot and shit. Yo, stop. They say, stop, boom, I'm red. Y'all about to play the 7. Was that Rondo? No, I know my brothers are going to be able to great. Whoa, oh shit, he beat Rondo. All right. I'm getting a minute. Woo. I had a bison burger, right? It was free. Meat gets my blood pressure up. So I have to eat carrots, some green leafies, a handful of leafies and a Ganejo. I don't know why, because there's some in the air. Everybody I know melanated has been having some issues with their blood pressure. I said they're spraying it in the air. These people, I don't want to talk about them. I'm still in this body, so some things still affect me, and I just breathe through it. I don't sweat it. I don't worry. I don't panic or none of that. But these people are stupid, and you need to know you're dealing with John D. Rockefeller, all of them, the dumbest, slothfulest motherfuckers on earth. Individuals, excuse me. Trust me. The most worthless, slack-jawed, no-good dummies walking the earth. Go look at the family bloodline right now. You see how they murdered their nephew back in, what was that, 90s? He didn't want nothing to do with none of it. He just wanted to ride his boat, yacht, and paint and draw. When it came to family affairs, he didn't want nothing to do with it. He saw it was evil. Oh, I love fruit and vegetables. Oh my goodness. I ate it because it was free, and I can't. I actually called him and said, "Yo, my man, no more, no free stuff. No more of that. I can't eat it." Okay, there it goes. Anton. There we go. Oops, wrong. Okay. Yes. And spelled it wrong. Okay. I got you another letter. That's good. That's good enough. Because all the idiots want to make something different of it. So I'll go by what I learned 30 years ago. And that's good enough. I'm relaxing, y'all. I'm chilling, man. Why you gotta sit on the remote, cuz? That's my dark chocolate, cuz. You can't have that, dog. You can't have that, cuz. I got a box of these motherfuckers, bro. Yo, what's happening, y'all? I wanted to touch some things, cuz Mike, I don't know if you're in here, but I think you shared it, or somebody else showed me this video. It might have been David Bell. No, it wasn't David Bell. If you know that you shared it, because a lot of people share me videos all the time, and I'm just like, dude, but this one look interesting. It was some porn star with dreadlocks, tattoos every damn where. And the dude's interviewing, and while he's interviewing him about him having gay sex and all that kind of stuff, he's saying he's not gay, and he's doing all these things, tying his hair up, making like devil horns and all this, the terms devil horns. And he looks like he's from a liberal state, of course. Ain't no nigga in a conservative state doing that goofy shit. But anyway, that goofy stuff. And a young cat, in his 20s, obviously. And I hate the terms young and old. We're all the same age. Trust me. For those who want to be in the physical, yeah, okay, whatever. But he's doing all these like, I'm the devil. When the guy's asking him questions, yeah, do you think you gave it? No, you're pumping dudes in the butt. They sucking you. I mean, but regardless. But I'm looking at what he's going through. The metaphysical. There's nothing conscious. There's nothing. What? There's no light. There's no spirit. There's energy. Whatever we want to call it. Source. Spark. He's animated. He is doing what others have done to make himself not feel in purgatory that he's in, to make it all right. I'm not saying that's all. I'm saying this video. So I know the individual shared it because he wanted to see what my take is. Well, this is my take. It don't mean shit. But let me point something out. Because, see, when Alistair Crowley passed away, okay? 1947, I believe he was born in 1875 or 8. Oh, yeah. Out there in the desert, having sex, murdering. No one of his babies never found it. But it says magic. I think his last, this one right here is close to reality, but what they've gotten rid of is the fact that he asked for a priest. He asked for a Catholic priest. But what he stated was, and this is because I've been in California, I've talked to people in England. Because right now we're in the dismiss state. So that way you will do wrong. When he said do as thou wilt, he was around 30 something. When he had his little church that LeVay, Antoine LeVay created based on that. His last words were, I'm gonna read it how they got it wrote down, but these are not his very last words. Some say is what they want to allude to, because you know Google's full of shit, right? You know, like Wikipedia. I am perplexed, but others expressed that he says, sometimes I hate myself. You know, he's a major dope fiend, right? Besides psychotropics and all that stuff. The fact of what I learned in England, was he asked for a priest and it succumbed. 1947. Now, Antoine LeVay, you know, in California over there, they call it the Devil's House. It was a black house between these nice fucking buildings. These two nice, they're still there. They built one in the middle. It looked like the other ones. It was black, and, you know, the church, they call it, you know, the Devil's Lair or whatever. His last quote, oh my, what have I done? There's something very wrong. There's something very... Now, individuals might sit there and say, no, because they love what they're doing. Oh, no, you can go out and look at Chitilo in Russia, murdering all them children, cutting them open and masturbating in the, like Jeffrey Dahmer, eating some of the, you know, the liver and the kidney and all that. They took him to court. That was in the 80s, right? 90s? And they took him downstairs in the basement and slew him. Pow! I heard some stories about the body. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not here for the shock value. Did you get what I was saying besides all the drama? There are other individuals. There's a slew of them before they pass. There was one who, in New York, I know personally. I see pizzeria, ate pizza in the same pizzeria. He's come in. The Puerto Ricans was scared of, but you know, they all into that damn Christian religion and Catholics and shit. And his mother come in there, he's like, Jim, yo, what's going on? You got a meeting or something? Nah, hey, did you see the new black candles? And everybody will look at me. I'm not a Satanist. Black candles made from certain hairs and things. So a purpose for those who actually know some things. That motherfucker was off the Fuhani, messing with things you don't lurk around, you don't mess with. And I said, nah, bro, no, because I get what I need. These motherfuckers, and he died, drug overdose, and they said he was smiling, but on the way, because two of his people rode with him, on the way to Montefiore, they said his face changed while he was out. They said his face became utter fear and turned pale. They thought they wanted to put an IV, a drip. Well, they already had one. They thought they wanted to have to do something different because his face turned pale. But everybody, the EMS got scared as fuck because his face became pale and it became like pure fright. Well, anyway, a week later he came to, they had to put him in a small, 2 weeks, induced coma. And they had to get his body right because all the crap he was on. Surprisingly, he even survived. Yeah, he was Italian and Puerto Rican. Good friend of mine. But he looked like a nigga. And, yeah, got friends who into that shit. How you think I learned stuff from these motherfuckers? I'm like, you're doing it wrong. Because I want to tap and get them to go into a different direction. But anyway, I saw him 5 months later and I said, oh, well, it's good to see you up and bouncing around. Homeboy had on a bow tie, plaid shirt, black, walking with motherfucking Minister Farrakhan's papers. I'm serious. This guy's been doing this shit all his life, this satanic shit. And I said, so how was it? I heard about you changed. Says, man, I saw some shit. That's what he said, just like this. Whatever the fuck. He said, I saw some shit. And I'll never forget it. I'm not trying to save nobody, but I said, so you go to Islam? He says, he thinks like I do. I says, this is the closest thing to living according, regardless of who may manipulate it for their own personal use. And I said, because he felt like he had to belong to something. And I made peace with that. I was like, all right, brother. Well, it's good to see you're walking and you're where you're at. People should listen to them. Maybe these idiots wouldn't be running around doing the dumb things they're doing. But who am I? I'm not here to fix anybody. I'm not here to save anybody. I'm not here to trip the light fantastic with your bullshitism. I'm not here to be your cheerleader. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, and if you don't want to hear it, that's on you. You have choices. If you want to be stuck in the murk and mire of your suffering, then be there. If you want to be intrinsic to the fluidity of I'm a troll, blah, 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 because you're South Park venerated, I don't give a flying fahoozy. I don't care. If you want to stay away from your spark, from your light, if you want to stay away from your truth, you stay away from it. I know a lot of those people walking around like that want to keep introducing. I was watching some pictures in Brazil and Puerto Rico, videos. And I'm watching how people who know each other, guy salutes his boy, he's biting his nail, and the dude walks up to him and blasts him in the head twice. What is to be gained? Let me give you an involuntary response to something I don't want to say to you because I don't care. On your last day, for every life you took, I don't care if you're special forces or in the military, I don't give a fuck. For every life you give and listen to the legions of fools, the ones who will never pull a trigger unless you hold them down and letting them cut the body open or do whatever. You idiots. Let me give you a little tea. You will detest your life and you will be not able to remove yourself from it. You will not know what hate nor love is. You will be exactly where you respondently need to be, and there's no coming back. There's no cloning in your body. No, we can clone, we can fictionally clone somebody and teach them how to be you, but you will be else. You will be elsewhere. You will be else. So regardless of what you think you see and because some people are being shown some things and they stay there. You're being shown all kind of things regardless. Your purpose here was always to set things right. But you are going to get exactly, and you're going to hear more of this being said from other individuals. You're looking and being nosy. This is the platform, but you're going to have to make hard decisions. If you're willing to die to go to that suffrage that you have no clue about, this ain't no religion shit, none of that. You're going to go right where the fuck you need to be at, and you're not going to like it. Don't nobody go there, select, and come back and tell anybody what the fuck it is. You're going to find out for your betrayal of self. Fuck all that mankind, humanity, and all the other goofy shit, wordplay stuff. You're going to find out. Some of us have seen things. Some of us have met people. I can't say certain things. And ain't shit you can do about it. Because you're going to be stuck right where you at. You're going to stay there. Now, a few's able to pull out. They're able to change direction. They're able to be formidable to themselves and remove themselves in silence. But the majority of you, regardless of what you've seen, to stay in an abandoned post and anoint yourself in a foolish dichotomy, you're going to get exactly what you deserve. Now, all these idiots out here kill themselves. As I said, there's 5, but we exist simultaneously on 3 planes. Consciousness, physical, conscious, and the source. The soul, the spirit, whatever you call it. Y'all don't even walk in these and that you think you are because you're doing all these tests to elevate yourself and get in contact and get strong and blah, blah, blah. To be able to hear thoughts Well, all of our people can do it, and they will do it again. It'll bypass all the shit that's been done. And there's nothing you can do to stop that either. Oh, you can do a mega tsunami and destroy everything, right? I guarantee you, in your little safe haven this time, you'll be destroyed. There's no way around it. We have seen shit that nobody's seen before. Go through all them damn things in the Vatican and everything else and go see for yourself. There's no prep for this. There's no stationary. There's no plane. There is no coming out of this. Now, I was supposed to say that. Some people say, did he say that on his deathbed or did he make it up? What do you think? Y'all can look into it. There's all kind of information out there, but be careful. Like I say, all information ain't good information. Believe half of what you see and nothing what you hear. Don't believe me, do the research. As far as what I stated, I don't care if you believe me or not. We're allowed to see some things. And it's, even as conflicting as it is, when we sit there and go, oh, I don't want to say this shit. And then all of a sudden you start getting beat in the head. Like, is that me telling me I'm supposed to say this? See, if I dismiss that, then I don't listen to my subconscious. I don't let my conscious do what it's supposed to do. I deny it because of my ignorance not being nurtured to be able to enlighten it. But see how I've been tapping into my, whatever it is. I allow myself to forego any foolish dichotomy I have in false belief and arrogance to allow me to placate when someone says say it. When someone says don't say it, I don't say it. And you see it sometimes, I just won't say it. I be wanting to say certain things and nope, it's unnecessary. You'll find out. You cross that mark, people want to be sick. They want to enjoy all the beautiful, ugly things they've done. Well, you get to do that. So yeah, there's other ones I could pull up. It's unnecessary. Y'all ever seen that black satanic group? The House of Black Satan Church? What is it called? Y'all ever seen that? Let me see if I can pull it right quick. Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Let me see. Let me see if it's still here. It's slow. Not the Black House Church of Satan. It's I forget what it's called. Satanic influences in the world. It's not it. It's a name. I know it deals with the official Church of Satan website and all that shit, but it's a hold on. Let me see if this is it. New Light evangelists of the 18th century enslaved African Americans, demagogic politicians, and modern American filmmakers have used the devil. That's a whole nother thing. That's not what I'm looking for. The official Church of Satan website, you can look at that if you want to find this. There's a name, goddammit. Cultural appropriation, the music of Zill and Ardor is an African American. Okay, such combination has allowed Zill and Ardor to creatively engage the violence of African American historical experience and then sonically and conceptually explore. That's not the name of the fucking group, the church. Is it the First Satanic Church? Is it? I know it's based on LeVay and Aleister Crowley. It's an all African, I think. Plus, you gotta remember the Black House is in San Francisco. It's not there. There's a building that's matched by two on each side, so it looks like that. It was an offset, like a fucking. But there's an African American satanic or Luciferian. If you find it, put it up there. If Lloyd was here, he'd probably snap it up. I can't remember the name, and I hate Google. You know what I'm saying? So anyway. And what do you think? The Black Caucus, all on Masons. If you know anything like some of the shit I know, I don't want to even mention. I don't want to give it an energy. Then speak your piece. I'm gonna read Terra Infinita. I'm gonna read 3 books, and then I'm gonna read the other ones in 2 hours. I got to go. I'm not going. I ran out this AM. Y'all saw the video. I had to stir the pot, and then I'm gonna read those because I got 2 new books. Did somebody come up to my door? Hold on. Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought you were dropping something over here, bro. All right. Oh, shit. I'm gonna say something else? Yeah. Next door. Anyway. My boy from the rep. I used to have to go pick up my sneakers I order over at the UPS center down by the gun range. And them boys would be in there. It smelled like a brewery up in there. They be lit like a mother. His eyes look red now. UPS, y'all. Some dark chocolate and sea salt. Anyway. When you find it, put it up. I appreciate it. Anybody find it yet? Did anybody find it? Yeah, I'm going to give us some shout outs right quick, and then we're going to get into reading. Hang in there. It's going to start getting good. Great Wolf. Grand Elevations, bro. Rondo. Already hit y'all up. Mama Red. You know what? The Chief Dark Bull Hughes. West Side. Equator 7. What's going on? What's cracking? Max V. What's going on, family? I might check your page out too, man. I think I saw something the other day or last week. That'd be cool. On the world to see what's cracking. All right. ABJR was cracking, family. Original Lone Wolf. So the reading's gonna get a little meaty now. I might read all of it. Who knows? What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm seeing, who was I communicating with saying, every time I see you talk about something red, I'm seeing other people all of a sudden starting to talk about it. That's cool. That's what we want. I don't need fucking, that's what I always wanted for all these years. For the decades and decades and decades. That's all I ever wanted to see was people start sharing this shit. I don't care. And as long as they don't start putting their name all over it, then you let me know and I'll come and be like, stop the bullshit. Stop the capping. So, Terra Infinita. Y'all know this is getting good. Now, for those who was here when I read this before, the second time around is always good. Third time around is fabulous, but I prefer you to purchase the book and read it yourself. Damn, that shit was good. So, chapter 14, the lands of Orion. Oh, this is the stuff I really like this right here. Because then you see, like, somebody spoke on something, one of the things I read before, saying, yo, somebody's, and I was like, are they building? Are they adding to it? Because there's tons of stuff that can be added to it. Now, homeboy, if you watch this, respond. You know, you got my Gmail, respond. I'll respond, you know that. Good. Share that shit, y'all. But share it with the youth. Share it with your brothers and sisters who are willing to listen. If they aren't, go, okay. Don't feel no kind of way. Don't go, psst, psst. Nah, it's not, never self-afflict yourself with nobody's bullshit. Right, here we go. Lands Orion. The deepest part of the ocean, y'all, of this entire plateau. All right? Oh, shit. Heka, Saif, Rigel. Man, I hope they'll read because there's 2 words. It's too small for me. There ain't enough light behind me. Anyway, I want to spit seat. Anyway, I don't want to be spitting out no damn almonds and walnuts and shit. Let me get it out. Their dark chocolate brothers eat it. Their damn prostate. Anyway, these lands are dominated by beings known as Greys. I know a lot of y'all, I've seen some of y'all, Brother Orion, Island Brother, and a few other people showing some videos that are, okay? All right, known as Greys, generally of small stature between 1.30 and 1.40 meters high. They are beings of great psychic and scientific development, Their laboratories are extremely advanced and undoubtedly the best that can be found within this great dome. They have been experimenting with many races. They have in their possession knowledge about all of them existing here, and the custodians have used them on several occasions in the obsession to try to achieve penetration into the celestial lands, the source where we return. But as everything was tried was a failure. Many of these beings were busy analyzing the human being in depth, carrying out abductions and other genetic tests. They are beings that lack empathy and are generally hostile towards humans. Only on a few occasions have they shown compassion, but cases of abductees who have had really bad experiences abound. They have been abducting and experimenting with human beings for a long time. In fact, in the time before the last reset and other resets as well, they were already experimenting with us. The curious thing was when they tried to do it during the time of the Great Advanced Tartary, where free energy was controlled and a very superior technology for that time, the ships of the Greys were destroyed almost by thousands every day. Oh, we were destroying them. That's why they were saying, you remember that ship in the Baltic Sea? Do you know that not only did I watch videos, but in Montclair, New Jersey, up in the Eagle Rock Reservation, where 1950 and hell, even some 1920 cars are, that out there, we used to go out there and dig up rocks and stones, looking for, fossils, dinosaur shit. And we would pull up spark plugs encased in rock you would think is millions of years old if I didn't show you the spark plug. I'm serious. Shoes that you would think maybe was hardened with bronze and then left in mud. No, I'm talking about fossilized as if it was there for millions of fake years. Okay? I'm dead serious. I'm talking about champion spark plugs and shit like the Orion. I'm talking about, seriously. You pull up a big ass rock and there's a spark plug in it. And we're like, what the we was not too bright, but we was like, wait a minute. And we go burn it back down. We got a spark plug a million years old. And they're like, no, that's from 1950. We're like, what? So all this stuff they've been given out, anything can be fossilized in a quick period of time, depending on the conditions. If the conditions is right, the altitude and everything, or the depth, you'd be surprised what lays beneath. So the ship in the Baltic Sea, that's a ship anybody could see that crashed. Was that above water, sea level at one time? Because that part of, just like Japan, all that, there's great cities under there. Pyramids and everything. Okay? So I wanted to share that. I want you to look into these things. Maybe you've seen it. Go back and have another look with different eyes. Excuse me. There are beings that lack empathy. We already went through that. Experiment with us, boom, boom, boom. We could call them brothers of the beings of Zeta Reticuli, which we already went over. Since their races intermingled and today they coexist together. In the time before the Great War, these beings were in control of the known lands for a short period of time. Check it out. As the custodian and Anunnaki leaders had major uprising problems in another circle environment, this was taken advantage of by the giants and humans to carry out the largest uprising in history. The Greys were defeated without being able to do anything but go in search of the custodians. These beings were expelled from the known lands by the giants. This they would never forgive them. Although there were later meetings with giant leaders, it is well known that they detested them and that the feeling is mutual. The greatest leader of the Grey beings died in the known lands. That generated the hatred that they had for humanity, and it was raised even more. And it's always hidden from you, even though we know it's in plain sight. Remember, every story comes from something. They've taken facts and truth and turned it into myth and legend. I'm just putting it out there, okay? In IMO, or I'm alleging. The Greys colonized independent lands, but never came to dominate any other circle environment on their own. The beings of Zeta Reticuli were colonized by the Anunnaki and used in their great expeditions towards the exploration of other lands. On the other hand, the Greys of Orion followed a similar path, but on the custodial side, with the great difference that the Orion Greys really revealed themselves when the human uprising existed. The death of their great leader caused a deep hatred towards the custodians for the task of taking care of other people's lands. Several battles existed between them, which further facilitated the power of the great Tartarians in the known lands. Although it was never managed to have them as allies since they hate humans, the truth is that there was an exchange of technology between Grey leaders and humans, but they fell into the hands of the elite and were used against and for the destruction of the race itself. Grey beings can also be found in the Mars lands, which is a large experimental land where both the custodians and the Anunnaki jointly control. The human colony there clashed several times against the Greys, but were defeated in all those battles. They use cloning to subsist as a race and are very robotic in their functions. They are devoid of any kind of emotion or empathy. They came very close to being totally exterminated in the past, the Greys, and we damn near destroyed them completely. So whenever you see those things about those cows and animals that have been genetically modified in the 60s and 70s, or if you go and look at the table of science modification for making bigger bulls and cows and produce more milk and all of a sudden more pus and sores, and look at the ranches where they were doing those experiments with the government, why were so many of them being slaughtered out in the fields with no known reason and no known tools that was dissecting and cutting them up, and even dropping the carcasses off high in mountain areas where only rams. I'm just saying, look it up for yourself. I'm not saying this is true. I'm saying look it up. In chapter 15, Pallades. I'm going to roller skating ring Pallades. This is the Mayam Ocean by Pallades. The Palladians are very close to the known lands. They are very tall beings that keep great physical similarity with the Norse. It is said that their ancestors survived the Battle of Asgard against the Custodians, and then escaped to those lands in the Pallades. Hulk, Thor. They're generally benevolent to humans, but made a peace pact with the Anunnaki during an early age of their development. They rely on your spiritual development and improving your living conditions. Their circle environment is believed to have been manipulated by the Anunnaki since almost their beginnings. For that reason, they suffer natural disasters from time to time, trying to improve their current situation. Although their lands seem to be destroyed at an accelerated rate. It is believed that this was implanted to force them to have to escape from there and seek refuge in the known lands. Although many of these beings visited the known continents, especially in parentheses, especially the northern entrance through Asgard, and they do not feel comfortable coexisting with humans. They looked for other alternatives, but they were a failure. They also failed to live in any of the lands behind the walls of mountains. Damn, make me want to read Flatlantis again. These beings did not help the humans in the Great War, although neither did they help the custodians. They simply stayed on the sidelines, although there is a good relationship with the giants. They are not seen with good eyes as allies, since they show no interest in humanity in delicate moments of history. Anyway, their great spiritual advancement is worthy of learning, and they are beings that could help humans on their way. And lately, there are more Palladians entering the known lands. Y'all better get y'all shit together. It is estimated that in the near future, they could migrate in large numbers and coexist in these lands, accepting certain custodial conditions. Perhaps this is happening right now. And tomorrow we'll get into the lands of the clones. I know y'all want me to read that one. Those of you who saw me read that before, I know y'all like, oh, read that one now. Nope. Nope. Nada. Not right. I need some water. Agua. Now, you know what? Let's have some green goddamn tea. I need to put some citrus fruit in this motherfucker, though. It's kind of bland. That is green tea. If green tea was ever green tea, god damn. That is some strong ass green tea. This made my upper lip want to curl back up over under my nose. That is strong. Caffeine like a motherfucker. I don't need caffeine, but I'm good. Anyway, let's go ahead and get it here. Excuse me. So this is Heaven Bearers, the Great Reset of 1834 and the Mud Flood. Remember I said we'll get into the we read the exit. They exit the hotel hastily and walk down the street for more than 10 minutes until they reach a very nice restaurant. Nope. Oh, here we go. Malcolm had someone in the newspaper send a message to Bonnie to the dinner at 7 p.m. when I finish up the day. Yeah, here we go. Check this out. This is where we get into it. Malcolm has someone at the newspaper. Again, this is by Janine Helen Harris. There she is in South Africa. I believe she was traveling. All right, from England. And lives in America as well. Had to do some research on her bio. Malcolm had someone at the nursepaper send a message to. God damn it! No. I ain't got no motherfucking neon lights and shit on. We ain't in here. Stop this shit. Anyway. Dinner at 7 p.m. while he finished up his day. Bonnie wears her peach pink gown with lace, something Jane insisted that she buys, which she didn't understand at the time. She is glad now that she agreed to buy it and looks forward to meeting Malcolm's good friend and his wife. She doesn't have any friends at home except for Henry. And that's the one that's supposed to be telling all the shit works for Malcolm. Okay? But she isn't sure she is allowed to count him as a friend. She is nervous and paces up and down the bedroom waiting for Malcolm to come back. He enters the room and changes his clothes quickly and snaps at her to meet him downstairs. She does as he asks, but he doesn't come. Eventually, she grows tired and takes a seat in the lobby of the hotel and lets her eyes wander around the room. She watches all the people. There are many Phoenicians, but no Tartarians, except for the few that work in the hotel itself. She spots a couple of humans and admires their features. She has seen the human children that live in her street, but she hasn't come across many adult humans, and she wonders where they all are. Now check this out. Humans are unique. They come in different shades of skin color. There are some with dark skin and some with very pale skin, and all the shades in between. Most have dark hair, some even red or reddish blonde hair. Very unique and completely different to both the Tartarians and Phoenicians. She spots a tall man. He must, and that's a lot. She knows what she's doing when she writes this book. Trust me, I have plenty of information. He must be at least 2 meters tall, with orange-red hair and a full beard. He makes eye contact with her. After he notices her staring at him, and she starts to blush. The moment is interrupted by a hand on her shoulder. It is Malcolm, and he is, he is gesturing for her to get up so that they can leave. They exit the hotel hastily and walk down the street for no more than 10 minutes until they reach a very nice restaurant. She hears music coming from inside and grabs onto Malcolm's arms with excitement. Where is that music coming from? She asks with a big happy smile on her face. He takes a look at her and can't help but think she is so beautiful. But he won't tell her that. Not tonight and not here. From the band. There is a live band inside, he answers, and gives her a soft smile, only to suddenly change his expression back to a cold and mean one. Malcolm, don't we all have impeccable timing? A very posh voice sounds out of nowhere, and it startles Bonnie. A tall, slender, and very elegant lady walks over to Malcolm and gives him a kiss on each cheek. Mercy be cool. Yeah, whatever the fuck. Bonnie stares at her and can't help but think that she looks familiar. She has bright red lips, and they are very distracting, even for Bonnie. The lady's eyes wander over to her, and she briefly makes eye contact with her, and Bonnie notices a slight purple in her eyes before they change back to intense green. She is wearing a full-length, somewhat tight-fitting black dress with a bright red belt and red high heels. She is arrogant and stunning at the same time, and Bonnie suddenly feels very underdressed and out of place. They start to enter the restaurant when it suddenly hits her, and she knows where she has seen this lady before. Is it her, the lady Malcolm was with at the cafe the day she met Miss Wentworth and asked about the mud flood? She is his lover. And tomorrow we'll pick up chapter 10, where it goes into the next ensemble. Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm going to read a few of these books, and we come back later, read the rest, and get into a couple other books. The Book of Tartary, I want to read that to y'all. I've read it 100 times. I'm good at breaking things down. So you got to remember, she's got a right to be able to grab a certain audience, right? Remember, I expressed this to you. So I need y'all to, you got to use your conscience and the light that's in you. You got to search it out. Okay? And why do I say that? Because Earth was a melanated Earth. This one. She's extrapolating. She must consciously, subconsciously grab something. And you must know that Tartary was about protecting all the life here. Established by what? That's why I read Flatlanders. You need to understand. She's writing from a point of view to grab a certain audience. I learn that every time I write. When I want, right now, the screenwriter I'm writing to grab our audience. But I'm not dismissing the pale skins, but it is catered to melanated. Is it based on the melanation of lots? No. But it doesn't disavow anything. You see what I'm saying? If you're writing, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not, well, you know. Now, Exposing the Expositions, 1851, 1950, revised, and this is my boy Howdy Mikowski, and I love this goddamn book, man. Oh, brother, ooh. You see me reading this, man? Toodles, hats off. I already sent you a message in your email account, but you ain't respond. You know how it is when you get a couple of dollars. Okay? Well, he did. I got 1,000 things to look at over there. I'm getting information in my Gmail account. Good gracious, and Gmail Plus. I might have sent it from Gmail Plus, my college stuff. I'm gonna have to look. I didn't look at that one. Okay. So, next same time they were yet. Yeah. Okay. That's that. I just want to make sure. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna make sure I'm sorry. I want to skip that. This is another sly comment claiming from one saved stone that the university is much older. I think this is a way to saying that the university buildings are much older. Okay, here we go. Because we finished off, Chicago has a plausible genealogy as a pre-Civil War institution. Was that it? No, we're at the university. My fault. Yeah. I'm not marking it. That's why I'm doing this. And I read a lot, y'all. We did that. Oh, I love that part. I want to make sure. I read this a couple times now. And I want to make sure. Did I read this yesterday? I mean, I can read it to y'all. The university existed until 1886 when it ran into financial problems that came after a fire, in parentheses, with no mention of how it started, and that seems to have burned down. We're reading together. Remember that? Down everything but the main tower. What is called? Oh, yeah, I think I did read that. Repeated the fire claims in 1864. Yeah, we did. And then the university, because I know I went to the bottom, I gave you that long as University of Chicago media file, blah, 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 one PNG, and then the other one, 176. And I was like, I am not doing the other one. Yeah, that motherfucker's long. So, and then we went on to, took out the, Tudor England, just take a gander of Google Earth and at the whole style buildings that make up Chicago. And that's why I read those. Does that not seem odd to build this at the exact same time they were constructing the 690-acre World's Fair? We read that. So we was down here. This is another sly comment. My apologies, people. Claiming from one, I believe this one, I'm going to start here, even though I believe I read this. Claiming from one saved stone that the university is much older. The one saved stone that was a monument after, I guess, the pre-Civil War shit, whatever. I think this is, excuse my language. This is a way of saying that the university buildings are much older, that these buildings must have been there before the fair. Can you really divert manpower from building a 690-acre site that has less than 2 years to finish and has today's equivalent of $1 billion invested in its construction? And again, you see this tie of the phoenix rising from the ashes with everything going on with the city of Chicago. I have already mentioned there too the very odd city hall in town. We even looked at the picture of it. And if you go 2 blocks over, you come to the Chicago Cultural Center, in parentheses, organically, whatever, the public library. And its special Preston Bradley Hall. It looks like it could be right out of a Rome or Greece handbook. And when did it begin to be built? Ah, yes, you guessed it. 1893, right? During the World's Fair. Pure bullshit, right? Does not, and that's what he's alluding to. Does not everyone in Chicago have enough to do with the exposition? No, they need to build this because you know why not. In parentheses, what is most magnificent is what is inside it. And then you can look at this. Found in John Boyer, the University of Chicago History, Chicago Cultural Center noticed the amazing dome-top skyscraper in the background. And they have the link, which I'm not reading that long motherfucker out, y'all. I'll be forward slashing and underscoring, semicolon, and dot my way out the goddamn door to the psych ward. Anyway, let's go back over here. I might go ahead and type all these down and put them in a post where you can go and put Chicago, blah, 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 and just take my time and literally, do it on here and then upload it as a post from my tablet or my computer where you have all these things based on this book right here so you can go and look at them yourselves, okay? All right. Preston Bradley Hall is a giant round room full of mosaics and made of white Carrara marble. At its center is a 38-foot Tiffany glass dome, the largest Tiffany dome in the world. According to the site atlasobscura.com, it has 1,134 square feet of colored mosaics. That's 30,000 individual panes of glass and is valued at $35 million. Those are the signs of the zodiac moving around the dome, which resembles the scales of a fish. Some say a symbol of the current world age. Others to symbolize the elite itself. Who needs to build this during the World's Exposition? Just for fun, open up Google Earth and go for a little Chicago trip. Start at City Hall with the tower across the street, over to the Cultural Center, and opposite is Millennium Park. Check out the beautiful curved column structure at the head of what is obviously a very specific geometric layout of the park. Follow along and you come to an odd sphere, and now this is in parentheses, that may represent the black sun, in parentheses. Now, where did we talk about that at? Which is in the middle of the park. It is called the Cloud Gate, built in 2006, and is 33 feet high and 66 feet wide, and with the length of the arch creates a phi, like pi to the 13th power or whatever, relationship. Follow that down and you come to the Field Museum, in parentheses, built in 1911 to house the Columbian exhibits, moved from the Palace of Fine Arts in. Photos exist of the opening day in 1921. Now, I must go back. It says built in 2006. We have to look into that, right? But when you view them, it reveals that the museum was built in the middle of nowhere. Granted, soldier filled, mind you. And in parentheses, that originally looked like the Roman Circus Maximus. Look up the Roman Circus Maximus, in the parentheses, okay? Would be built next to it in a few years' time. It is actually a shame the modern renovation happened in 2002. For now, the ancient look of Soldier Field is mostly gone. Y'all know Soldier Field, Chicago, come on. Bears. You can only see it in photos of the 1920s and 30s. The original. So what is the true history of this city then? In fact, a question to ask is, what is history itself? Who was writing the history of the United States? Of course, it becomes no surprise to find that the main person who wrote the entire history of the United States was also the same man who wrote the book of the history of the Columbian Exhibition, Hugh Bancroft. Look the fucker up. Hugh Bancroft, of all the pleasant features connected with the fair, one of the most pleasant was the appreciation, we might almost say the affection with which it was regarded. While the greatest international exposition that the world ever witnessed has passed into history, it has bequeathed a heritage for good which cannot readily be estimated, shedding a flood of light on millions of lives and filling the land with the sunshine of beauty and truth. That's that motherfucker's wordism. We have, okay, we have to look very closely at the man who wrote the Book of the Fair, both figuratively and literally. Figuratively and literally. Because he is just as important as the book. And from the standpoint of the history of the U.S., he might be the history of the U.S. alone. I did not give you the complete title of his Chicago Exposition book, which is The Book of the Fair, designed to set forth the display made by the Congress of Nations of human achievement in material form so as to more effectually to illuminate or illustrate the progress of mankind in all departments of civilized life. This is the rewrite by Hubert Howell Bancroft. That was the title of the book. Like, just how pretentious can you get? So just who is this guy? That is the frigging title, y'all. Let me read it again. Which is The Book of the Fair, designed to set forth the display made by the Congress. I wish I knew how that mother sucker sound would imitate his voice. By the Congress of Nations of human achievement in material form, so as to more effectually to illustrate the progress of mankind in all departments of civilized life. May I? Okay, let me stop. He was born in 1832 in Ohio and became the man who wrote the first history of the Western USA, Texas, California, British Columbia, Mexico, and Native Indians. After finishing his schooling, he went to become a clerk in the bookstore of his brother-in-law in Buffalo. In March 1852, Bancroft was provided with an inventory of books to sell and was sent to the booming California city of San Francisco to set up a West Coast regional office of the firm. Bancroft was successful in building his company, entering the world of publishing in his process. In 1852, he was sent to San Francisco to sell books. As we have seen, San Francisco was supposed to have only been founded in 1847 because they came up on the shores in 1830. 2 years before the gold rush. The only people there should be cowboys and miners. How many of them could even read? Who was he selling books to? He also became a serious collector of books, maps, and manuscripts. Documents, building a collection numbering into the tens of thousands of volumes, including a large number of narratives dictated to Bancroft of his assistants by pioneers, settlers, and statesmen. The indexing of the vast collection employed 6 persons for 10 years. The library was moved in 1881 to a fireproof building and in 1900 numbered about 45,000 volumes. A collection of 60,000 books was later purchased by Berkeley University and placed in his named Bancroft Library. He left business after the Civil War to devote himself entirely to writing and publishing history. Collector is the key word there. I believe that is what he was doing out west. I think the story of going to California to sell books is a smokescreen, and he was sent there to collect every document from the area, perhaps from the early cities that had just been located. So anybody might hear these little goofy niggas talking about the Khalifas and running around, they draw pictures with wearing with tutus and feathers in their head. I'm like, if you don't get the spangle dash up out of here. And that's why I have issues with the Native Americans talking about it. Says we allowed you when we defeated your ass. You came with them fighting like a motherfucker. That's how they was able to come in, and those who betrayed us. I says, but when they came up on the shores in 1830, they was hit from all heads. And you motherfuckers by your worthless ass government and fake ass Vatican who says, how's my Indians? Not the Indians. My Indians. That's what the fucking Pope piece of shit said. Not us. His Indians. It's like the stories I've been telling for over 4 fucking decades about you sons of bitches. Thank goodness some of you know the truth. But the majority of you some bitches, you're getting what you deserve though. So just hold on, because they're going to do you a number. God damn, I love reading. I love fucking reading. Just been located. I believe that he used in the found ancient books. I believe that he used the found ancient books, manuscripts, and maps that had come into his possession to know much of the complete history of the Americas. But if he wanted to present the real history, he only would have had to update and republish what he had discovered. Just reprint the found books. My guess is that he did not present the real history that he found, but did the same thing the Egyptologists of Egypt do. Anything important that is found is locked away in the Cairo Museum and never mentioned or seen again. I propose that Bancroft did the same by turning over key documents to the Smithsonian for safekeeping, in parentheses, which means to be put into a safe so no one can ever see them. And he then went to work with a group of 600 collaborators to create the new history of North and South America. That is how important this man might be. He could literally be the creator of all we know as the history of North and South America, native peoples, and was this look history look oh North and South America. He was the one who wrote close to 10,000 pages on the history of the native peoples and was the source for decades that all anthropologists use for their studies. This is why his book of the Chicago Fair is so important, for he may not just be presenting what turns out to be a very valuable catalog of all the buildings and exhibits, but perhaps the culmination of the very historical ideas he himself originally created. Fuck around and find out. Stay long enough. I got them niggas scared. So in 2 hours, we're going to come back and read the Book of Giants, which I know has got some of y'all enthralled. Enoch. I was going to break out my Enoch. Big motherfucker. Nope. And I'm going to read the little gibberish of broken things so that you can listen and see, well, how are they putting this story together? Well, I say it's very important to be able to pull it out. You can get a PDF too. All right. Which I know a lot of y'all don't want to read that. And the America being the latest and most accurate description of the world. I'm definitely going to read these. And then we're going to get into the Book of Tartaria. You're going to read that along with me. There's one thing to sit down and read it and express it. Me, I know it backwards and forwards and other things too. But I'm going to read it. You're going to read it with me. Okay? And I think that'll be grand. And share this with your children. Have them sit down, your pappy, your grandmammy, your grandpappy. Tell them James is working on watching this while, but he's holding on some things. I got to deal with all the foolishness. You know what I'm saying? I have to deal with that too. And then there's times when I'm going to do right now is decompress. Eat a couple more. I'm going to eat one of these. I ain't carrot racist. Food's coming up my mouth and everything. I got Randall Small. Okay. Right side. Hey, look. I love y'all coming in. I'm going to shut it down, give some more shout outs if anybody else might come in. And we're going to take it off. All right. Everybody just, okay. The movie Dreamcatcher. Excellent. Actually, there's a book I have upstairs. You know what I'm saying? About the Dreamcatcher. It's no different from taking an egg. A yellow, brown spotted, black spotted egg. That's not a robin's egg, the way hen eggs looked. And we did utilize hen eggs for ceremonies. Red clay in one hand, squeezed tight, dipped into the mineral water stream on the south. Egg held up above the head when you cross the two. And then when you cross the two like this, you start making a circle. And you put it to your head, to your chest. Blow on it and throw the egg against a tree. That's all the tea I'm going to give. Okay? And when you see people sharing information, say, yo, is Red know you're sharing that? You're sharing the truth? Okay? That's awesome. That's all. Don't create no calamity, because when people are doing frugal things, they'll argue. If they're not doing frugal things, they'll enlighten. Okay? I appreciate you all. Excuse me. What, did one come in the house? I didn't see one. Is he here? Oh, okay. I saw one. I thought one was here. Wait, a 7? Yeah. Where's Joshua? Oh, Joshua, what's going on? Joshua Northern, what's cracking, man? So anyway, ladies that came, those that stayed, gentlemen, you already know. I'm about to digress. I'm going to put on some jazz, real jazz, and I'm going to fucking chill the fuck out. I'm going to chill to spank out. All right? I love these carrots, bro. I can eat carrots all day, bro. So anyway, get y'all veggies and fruits on, man. And brothers, get you some dark damn chocolate. 85 to 90. Stay away from Lentz. I found out it's fucked up. I got like a box of that shit. It's so full of lead and shit. I was like, man, no, maybe that's when my body's getting rid of that now. This is one out of about 4 or 5. This right here, I got a 2 box. I got a shitload of these. I don't believe in buy 1 and 2. What kind of shit is that? Boombastic. You hear me? I didn't have it with the Cadbury or cherry, whatever. I just wanted with the nuts. It's good enough. Anyway, I love you guys. Respect to all. I appreciate you guys. Hey, make sure you know everybody else know that to turn on the notification, because everybody's channel, when they update it, all notifications were removed. Okay? I appreciate you guys. Mad love and respect.